We're now listening to Wealthy Sisters Radio Show. We're now listening to Wealthy Sisters with Deborah Hartnett.
Great morning, great morning, great morning. Woo-hoo! Happy Tuesday. This is terrific Tuesday, tremendous Tuesday. All of those wonderful, wonderful descriptive adjectives about this super day that God has given us. Welcome to Wealthy Sisters Radio with a View. I am Deborah Hartnett, your host, and we are so excited and so grateful to have you join us today. Yes, today's show is going to be a super show. We know that already, right? Just because you have tuned in, even if you're catching this as it's been recorded previously, right? But we are so excited to share with you and to remind you that we are on a mission, and that mission consists of a twofold purpose. First, it is so important that we make sure, I am committed. Trust me when I tell you, totally committed to making sure that the content we provide on this platform provides you with inspiration. We want to make sure that you are able to hear something that can perhaps inspire you, right? To motivate you, to give you that extra little edge that you need to build your business, to step out and build your business. That is our focus, right? And also, we want to make sure that we also, got a little notice here. Let's see. Okay. All right. We weren't live on there. We got it. Anyway, technical difficulty, but we're back on. As I was saying, our twofold purpose, we want to make sure that also within that first part of our purpose, that not only are you getting information that's going to inspire you, right, encourage you, but it's some practical knowledge, right? This is not the time for theory. Theory is important. The foundation of everything can be theory, but at some point, you've got to have real life experience. You have to have some information that's going to help you, something that you would only be able to get from people that are doing what you want to do, or are doing what you are doing, right? And our second part of our purpose is to make sure that we provide the platform that continues to edify, showcase, and say thank you to the sisters for doing big things. That's right. We want to make sure that we do that. And I'm telling you, today is none other like any show. But before we get into that, I also want to just talk to you briefly about why or how we got started back in 2009, right? Some of you all have just been introduced to our platform. Well, we started out with the Blog Talk Radio. Consistent 7 straight years, every week, not missing an episode. And I'm sharing this with you because I want you to be able to go to Wealthy Sisters Radio. This is your first time really tuning into us. I want you to go to wealthysistersradio.com. And you see, we spell sisters, SISTAS, wealthysistersradio.com. And I want you to be able to go through all of the interviews. I mean, we have interviewed some incredible sisters, right, that are doing incredible things. And that, again, that's a part of our twofold purpose, to make sure we provide that platform so that you can see, you can be reminded, that the world can be reminded that we are multidimensional, right? Multidimensional. So definitely, can you bring me in? Not working. Log in, not working. Okay. That's a message from my guest. Let me take a quick second to dial her. Let me resend you the login. I'm going to copy it, resend it to you. Come over here and send it to you right here. I'm emailing it to you now, sis. Okay. I don't know why it's not working. Here we go, but that's all right. I know this is, like I said, anytime it's going to be some type of technical difficulty, we know that it's a powerful show, because, you know, that's just a distraction, just a tool to try to keep you from what you're supposed to hear. But as I was sharing with you, as our guest is being able to log in, I just sent it to you. As she's being able to come on, you know, I want you to be able to go to Wealthy Sisters Radio. That's what I was talking about, because there are 7 years. There's 7 years of content that you can use as well to have that inspiration as well. Also, I want to let you know about the Wealthy Sisters book. This is volume 1. We've got volume 2 in the works now, but volume 1 consists of some super sisters. I mean, like Tracy Lynn. You got to have heard of Tracy Lynn Fashion Jewelry. We've got Miss Sheila Brooks, who's a media mogul out of the DC area. Catherine Freeland right here. Sister sold her business. She built it up. After 11 years, sold it for like $33 million. Their story is in this book. You can go to Amazon.com and find this book as well. All right, so let's see here. I think our guest is going to be able to pop in here. 1 second. Let me just try to get her on this phone to see what's going on. Turn some music on for you guys. Y'all want to hear some music? You know it. I know you do. Let's see here what she's singing. Okay. I might have to get her on here. We might just have to do the audio portion.
Good morning.
Hey, what happens when you click on the link?
Well, I can see myself. It says I'm the only one on the poll.
Did you click on the link, and did you have to add yourself in the studio?
Okay.
You have to type your name in, add yourself, and click join studio.
Okay. All right. I'm going to redo it because it has me on the other. It says you're the only person on this Google chat.
Okay. Hi, Patricia. Thank you. It's Wealthy Sisters, Powerful Personal Stories, proven you can do it too. Yes, Wealthy Sisters. Can you see that there? Thank you. It's so good to see you. Thank you for tuning in to the show. Hello, Miss Regina and Miss Christine. Thank you for joining us today. We trust that you won't let this be the last time you drop by Wealthy Sisters Radio with a View. As we are waiting on our guest, just a little technical difficulties for her joining. We're going to be talking today about learning how to play the game of credit, y'all. It's just a game. Woo-wee! I can remember years, especially being an entrepreneur. You're welcome. Thank you, Patricia. Being an entrepreneur and just dreading the whole thought of challenge of credit. It was so funny for me. I know I probably was the only one that thought this or remember this, right? Y'all remember Y2K? the year 2000, and they said, "Oh, something might happen to the credit systems." I was like, "Yes." But we don't have to sit here and dream up and think about something happening to the credit system. You can learn how to play the game. It's a game. And our guest is going to be talking to us about that today, Miss Deizshel Setzer. She is, we call her the credit guru and the mortgage queen. She's a licensed mortgage broker, mortgage professional. And she can definitely tell you. You remember that, Regina? You remember that? Okay, we might just have to have her do the audio. Not certain what's going on with her being able to hit that link and join in. Let me call her again, and we're just going to let her have this audio here. Let's see. And I want to make sure if you guys can just tell me if you can hear her when I bring her on this speaker. Oh, there she is. Okay. All right. There she is. Turn your volume up. Can't hear you. You got them in?
There we go. Can you hear me?
All right, we can hear you now. Woo!
Yeah,
But look, and
technology.
You came in right at 11:11. Come on now, signs are everywhere.
That is a true sign. That's God over.
That's a true sign. Y'all, this lady right here, I have to tell you, when I tell you what an incredible sister she is, a heart of gold, always supportive, always, she's one of the first individuals I met when I was in the DMV up in Baltimore. And everybody knows how I feel about my Baltimore family. Some of the most incredible, creative, sincere, hardworking people. You get some Baltimoreans on your side, you got something there. I'm telling you now, we know outside of God. But I'm talking about right here, dealing with this in this world. You can't meet a better group of people. And my sister, Deizshel, is going to talk to us. I call her the mortgage queen, the credit guru. She's going to talk to us today about learning how to play that game of credit. Now, Deizshel, before you came on, I was confessing. I was confessing how I was there. I was there like praying with Y2K was going, and they were talking about the credit bureaus were going to blow up. The computers were going to shut down. I was like, please, let them disappear. Start me over. You've been an entrepreneur 30 plus years. You got some blemishes on your credit. Let's talk real talk. If you have not had any blemishes on your credit,
you're not real.
I don't know what.
You're not real.
Grandma say just keep living, something coming, But we really do want to be able to teach and educate, because once you learn that it is a game and you learn how to play the game, then you can really rule. So I just want to say, first of all, welcome again to Wealthy Sistas, darling. I appreciate you.
Thank you, and I appreciate you. If people don't know, we met by a chance encounter. We were both out promoting our business, and kindred spirits attract kindred spirits. You attract what you are.
That's right.
That energy that you feel internal is what you attract to you. So we became kindred sisters from the beginning. It was no accident. Just like all of you who are listening right now, it's no accident that you're here.
Yes.
It's no accident. So I've been in the credit business, oh my God, over 30 years. People say, really that long? I go, really that long. And when you're little, everybody learns how to play tic-tac-toe. Everybody learns how to play checkers.
Okay.
But very few of us learn how to play chess.
Oh.
I'm going to say it again for some of y'all who missed it. The first game most of us are taught is tic tic-tac-toe.
Mm-hmm.
Then we learn how to play checkers.
Mm-hmm.
But very few of us learn how to play chess. And when we're
It's true.
talking about credit, you have to realize you're playing chess and not checkers.
Mm.
See, we have all these conversations around the table.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know where you come from, but I want to be very honest. It's the only way I know how to be. My mother
Mm-hmm.
didn't teach me about credit.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
When I went off to college,
Mm-hmm.
that was every table in the world. Chase, Discover, Bank of America. They said, sign your name right here. You can get this free credit card. Well, honey, I didn't even know what a credit card was. But I saw everybody in line. I got in line right with them. I'm like, whatever that is, it must be good because everybody's in that line. So some of y'all know what I'm talking about. You're like, I don't know what's going on over there, but everybody over there, let me go ahead and get over there with them.
They
And
had
I
all
signed up.
those papers everywhere, all those little flyers and
Yes,
everything. Yes.
yes. In the bookstore.
Yes. And the student center.
And the student center. So just like most of us, I'm like, okay, credit, okay. They said you can spend this money later. I was like, I didn't even know you could spend. I knew you could do layaway, but I didn't know anything about actually credit card and charging it and being responsible. I didn't know.
Oh boy.
Nobody taught me. Nobody said, Deizshel, when you go to college, watch out for those people trying to sign you up for credit cards. My mom and I, we never had that conversation as she sent me out into the world.
Mm-hmm.
So for me, I ended up in debt.
Okay.
Needless to say, college cost enough with student loans, but on top of student loans, I had credit card debt.
Mm-hmm.
I didn't know about. I know it said it had a pay date on it. Pay by this day. I thought that just meant any day I wanted to pay.
By this
I'm gonna be
day.
honest, like, I'll just pay that when I get some money. Not realizing that the pay date really meant pay by this date, or we're gonna charge you more money, a late fee, and a higher interest.
Ooh.
I had no clue even what the pay date was. So it took some real life lessons for me to kind of understand when I graduated, and everybody was coming after me because, of course, like most of us, I'm like, I ain't got no money. I ain't worrying about that. I'm going to pay it later.
Right.
When I get my refund from my student aid.
Oh, with your student aid, you would just, I'm
going to pay off these credit cards. Okay. So I didn't even know what credit was. I didn't know what a credit score was. I knew nothing, absolutely nothing. And ended up on everybody. So I worked in a financial aid office, and I had a great mentor. She's a financial aid director, and I was her assistant. She's like, Deizshel, now we pull in credit reports when we do your financial aid. You got a lot of credit cards that you didn't pay. I go, That's when she introduced me at the age of 20. Well, mind you, I've been in school since I was 18. But at the age of 20, she started breaking it down for me. I never knew. I didn't even care. Let me tell you, not that I didn't even know. I didn't care. I just say it's all going to go away one day.
And I just got to pause there for a station break. I mean, just to have I don't want to rant because I want to keep it positive, but this is the truth of the example of how the system uses so many things to distract us. And I know we'll talk about that more today, but so many things to distract us from what's really going on as we're talking about this again. It is cruel and unusual punishment for them to be able to introduce it to you without you knowing what it is and
Right.
what it could do to you. And that's how you could just, it was obvious. We were just like sheep being led to slaughter. Like
Yeah.
that's horrible. When
Right.
I could just see the visual of you and myself and so many others. And not to mention with the student loan stuff that you taught, that whole thing. But go ahead. Go ahead, sis. Go ahead.
So I ended up on a lot of money upon graduation to a lot of creditors. And I said, there's got to be a better way. And I took what that sister taught me. She said, you don't need credit. There are 3 credit bureaus. I didn't know it was 3 credit bureaus.
Right. Or what's a bureau? What is that?
Okay. So here's what happens. When you go to charge something for your business or your personal life, either or, you're asking them to give you money now in the event that you'll be able to pay them back in the future. And for exchange of that money, they charge you a percentage in the hopes that you pay them back as scheduled. Every credit card, every installment loan comes with a due date and an interest rate. They're not doing it because they like you. They're doing it to increase their profit. So, like most of us, any business is in business to make a profit. And what they are actually banking on, believe it or not, they're banking on 2 things. And they're polar opposite. The one thing is that you pay them on time, but you don't pay it all off. The second thing is that you don't pay them so that they can declare tax write-off.
Okay.
So either way, the credit companies are in a position to win. So there are actually 3 credit bureaus: Equifax, TransUnion, and Experian. A lot of you on here believe that Credit Karma is real. Let me say this very clearly. Credit Karma is for entertainment purposes only. Let me say it one more time. Credit Karma is for entertainment purposes only. There are only 3 bureaus: Equifax, TransUnion, and Experian. And what happens is once you get a credit card, they're actually analyzing and watching you to see if you're going to pay them on time, how much you're going to pay them. And that in turn give you what's called a credit history. Because now, if you start paying one person on time, another person says, Capital One says, oh, I see she paying Chase. Chase saying, oh, they're paying us. Oh, she got us. We Capital One. Now let's give her another credit card.
Let's try something.
We're going to give her another credit card because we see she done signed up with Chase. Then Chase looking at Capital One said, oh, they offered her another card. She had a Visa with us. They offered her a MasterCard. Well, we need to offer her a MasterCard too. So it becomes a competitive game with the credit card companies to get you to not just to have a Visa card, but a MasterCard too. So they're playing this game with each other so you can accumulate more cards. The more cards you get, the more money they make. The more likelihood that you are going to use those cards. Equifax, TransUnion, Experian, they're the only 3 credit bureaus. So when I hear my sister saying to me, well, I looked in Credit Karma and my credit score was 660. I go, no, your credit score is more like 620, maybe even 600. Because there's only 3 bureaus. And let me say, none of the bureaus report the same score. So there's a subset of information that goes into how that credit score is calculated. The longer you have the card, your payments over time has the heaviest weight on whether your credit score rises or lowers. So when you get these offers, and I'm sure most of us have gotten them saying, transfer your balance, transfer your high balance. And you go in and you go, oh, this is offer 0% for 12 months. But you done had another card for 3 years. Now you done closed your card you had for 3 years out for this new 0%. Well, what did you just do? You probably said, well, that's 0% is better for me. That's going to save me some more money. Because that's what they want us to think. But in reality, that 0% has cost you some points, because now you have closed down a line that you had for how many years?
3, you said. Yeah.
For something you just opened where you have no history on. So when we say, so that's the length of time. Then we need to talk about what we refer to as capacity.
Okay.
When a credit company gives you a line of credit, let's say they give you $1,000.
Okay.
They don't mean for you to charge $1,000. In the olden days, you were only supposed to use 30% of your credit line.
Okay.
So if you had $1,000, you were only supposed to use $300.
$300.
Capacity is how much credit you were allotted in accordance to how much you have used.
Okay.
Even though you have, and a lot of us still to this day don't, I would say we never learn the facts like we're talking here today, the truth. Today, if you have $1,000 credit line, guess how much you're supposed to use?
With today's rules?
$1,000, the new rules.
I thought it was still 30. It's not 30 anymore?
Oh, it's 8%.
Is that right?
8. I want you guys to hear me very clearly. The rules of credit have changed.
When did they change? What's going on?
Well, a couple things going on. So we can understand how the recession is affecting the total picture.
Okay.
So what has happened in layman's terms, 3 weeks ago, when they announced that the Fed rate was going to increase, I'm going to break it down for those of us who say, well, I heard it, but I don't even get what they were talking about. When any institution, whether it's a bank, a credit union, a savings and loans, a finance company, get money, they usually get it from the federal government. The federal government, in turn, they want to, like everybody else, their business, they want to make profit off that money. So they set what's called the Fed rate. That rate plus the money the lenders want to make off the money they loan is the money they get from the federal government. So these institutions are getting their money from the federal government at a premium rate that they pass on to us. Now they get it at a premium, they charge us extra for it. For the first time in history, and this is what people who just don't follow finance don't get, it has never ever in the history of the United States increased by 20%, 24% of the exact number. Never in the entire United States history. It increased by 75%.
Now, okay. Okay, I'm trying to track you here, so you gotta walk me Walk me with this. What are you? Because we were talking about the Fed rate. Are you talking about the what increased 75%?
Okay. The Fed rate, the
Okay.
money that the government set for
Okay.
institutions to borrow money from.
Okay. So give me a layman's term
Okay.
example of what
All
that
right. So
is.
let's say you're going to buy a car.
Okay.
You're going to buy a car from Ford,
Okay.
and a finance manager says, "Well, I'm going to shop like they do. I'm going to take your credit report and I'm going to shop it around. I'm
Okay.
going to see who's going to give you the best rate."
Mm-hmm.
Now, you don't know with that one credit report, he's shopping, I don't know, maybe 30 lenders to see who's going to come back and give you the best rate.
Mm-hmm.
Who's going to give you that best rate? They determine their rate by the amount of interest that the government has charged them to loan you that money. So let's say the government charged them 3%. They're now going to charge you 6%. So that
Okay.
other money is their profit.
So one second, sis. Okay, I know everybody's not slow on this like I am. So I appreciate the audience indulging me. Now, the government
Mm-hmm.
is in this picture because the banks are charging the government to loan me money.
Okay, kind of, sort of. The money comes from the government. The banks get their money from the government. The government charges them a certain percentage rate in order to be able to loan money. The Federal Reserve. So in order for any
But
bank
we
to
know
have
the
money,
Federal Reserve is not the government. We know
right, right,
that
right.
technically they're not the government.
Technically, they're not the government. But the
Okay.
sources, in order for the money to keep circulating in the United States,
Uh-huh.
the government charges a premium for that money to the lenders. So they're making a profit.
Okay, so stop right there. Okay, so this is a whole cobweb of information that we're just totally unaware of.
Mm-hmm.
So the banks are getting money
Mm-hmm.
from the government. Is this when I heard someone say a soundbite yesterday, say this play money that's been printed?
Mm-hmm.
They're printing all of this money. So that's the money that they're printing that's really no gold or anything that's backing it.
No.
And so if I am XYZ Bank and I'm setting up for customers to come to me and I want to offer them a loan for 20,000, I'm going to go to the government to secure that loan. Is that kind of what we're saying? Is
Right.
that what we're talking
Right.
about
Well, you're
when
going
it's
to the bank
backed?
to secure the loan.
No,
The
I'm the
bank
bank.
has, yeah.
I'm the bank. I'm the bank in my
Okay.
example. I'm the bank,
Mm-hmm.
and I'm going to the government to secure. Is that when we talk about the FDIC? Making sure that the money you see on the 100,000, in a particular up to 100,000, is that the same thing
That's the
there when we
same
talk?
analogy.
Okay,
The, the,
okay,
the way, the simplest way to remember it
okay,
is that no money is free.
okay.
So
Nothing is
when
free,
you
right?
borrowing money,
Uh-huh.
all institutions, all credit card companies, all car loan companies, all mortgage companies, everybody's intent is to make money off of the interest rate. They make money off of the interest rate. The higher the rate go, the more they're going to charge you.
Mm.
So with this new Fed rate going up 75%, has never done that in the history of the United States. What that really means is that no matter who you are, whether you have a car,
Mm-hmm.
whether you have an installment loan,
Mm-hmm.
revolving credit lines,
Mm-hmm.
that you're going to take a hit. You're going to pay more now for money than you have ever paid in your life.
So the bank is the government is charging the bank 75%
more
more.
for the same money.
Okay, for the same money. Okay, whatever that number was, on average, they're going to pay 75% more in interest.
Yep.
To the government. And so now what that translates into is that's making us as the consumer, where I might have had a 4%, I'm using real simple numbers here, 4% interest rate. Now I'm going to have a 25% interest rate. Is that
right? If it's not fixed, and most credit cards are revolving interest rates.
Okay.
And every credit card statement that you get, if you read in small print, it says in small print that we can change the rate at any time.
At any time.
At any time. It's not fixed. They can change it at any time. If you have not received it, you should receive it shortly from your credit cards that they're now charging in excess. And this is across the board.
So let me ask you this. Okay, so I got to go back to Credit Karma, but before I go back to that, you kind of shook me up a little bit, because you said that the 30% usage, which keeps your credit score, at a higher score.
Used to be.
And you keeping your stuff down to 30%. Now this week they just woke up and said no, it's 8%. So all of those people who are in that, what is the difference? 22%, who are in that now, their score is going to be hit within the next 30 days. The score is going to drop.
Exactly.
Just like that.
Just like that, they can change their mind. Just like that.
But I'm saying, your Equifax, your TransUnion, and your Experian credit score and FICA is going to drop.
It's going to be adversely affected if you're not following the new money rules. And that's why your show is great today, because the rules for credit and money have changed. So you're thinking, like you said, I'm at 30%. I'm not at 30%. So I'm not worried. You're not, because you're used to that 30%. The new number is 8%.
The new number for credit, my husband just walked in the room, and I want him to hear this. The new number for credit is now 8%. So that your score can rise is now 8%
not 30%. Of your credit line.
Yes.
And I need to talk to you guys about what you need to do to protect yourself. So if you have a credit card and you have a credit line, and like most of us, you've been using 20 to 30% each month, you need to call the company while your credit is still in great standing, and request a credit line increase. And let me tell you why.
Okay, I see that.
Now you got to play the money game. Because remember,
this is the game.
It's a game. Now you got to play the money game. You got to use your credit power to leverage your ability to keep your credit score moving in the upward direction. So now you're playing that game. Okay, the new rule is 8%. I was using 20, so I need at least a 30% increase in my credit line. Because you want to allow yourself a little bit.
A buffer. You need a buffer. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
A safety net.
Okay.
A safety net.
Okay.
You need to call them immediately. Immediately, and request that credit line increase, because you want your credit score to continue to rise.
Right.
Now you got to remember, it's a polar opposite of fact, because the score is still the score, but now it's computed differently at that 8% level. But here's how they get you, and here's how they get us, because it's a game. For that same money, they're going to charge us a higher percentage for. We need to understand that. So they're always going to be in a position so they win, bottom line. So we're going to learn how to play their games. So we talked about capacity. We talked about payments over time. That's the biggest thing.
Right.
Never, ever, ever. I don't care what kind of offer you get.
Okay.
Because that 0% offer does sound very promising.
Yes.
But it's going to drop your credit score because now you remove the longest credit supplier that people can see. You took that away from yourself.
You're gone. They're gone.
It's once it's gone, it's gone. And if you open back up a new account, you're not going to have the same account number. So you're starting all over again. You don't want to do that. We talked about the 8%. That's really key. And I need you to text all your friends, type them, let them know. Call the credit companies now. Request that credit line increase so that you can stay under that buffer. The other thing you need to do, because like most of us, when I was young, I was like, oh, it's due on the 19th, well, I'm going to pay it on the 26th. I got 10 days buffer. Every credit card holder does not give a grace period. I'm going to say it again because some people say, well, I got a grace period. Every credit card holder, American Express, you don't have no grace period. Discover, you don't have no grace period. We need to understand that a grace period is not mandated for the credit card companies. Once your payment is 1 day late, they have the right to charge you in excess of $25 to $35 for a late payment. So now when you have took your $24 bill, now that bill just doubled. So they're going to make money off of you if you don't pay attention. They don't care if you're late, because guess what?
That's how they make their money. Like the banks make their money off NSF, right?
They're making your money. They're making that money off of you saying, "Oh, it's 1 day late. Oh, it's 2 days late.
Right.
Oh, I don't care as long as I get it in before the month." That's a myth. Credit cards, it's not by the month. Here's what we all need to understand. Your credit score actually changes every 30 days. Every 30 days. Most people changes between the 15th and the 20th of the month. Everybody. So if you pull your score today, next month, the same day, between the 15th and the 20th, you may have the same score. But on that 21st day, the score's going to change. You need to understand that credit is not real time. Credit is actually 1 month behind time.
Oh.
Prime example, so you get a lump sum of money and you go, I'm going to dump this all on my credit card today. I'm going to pay it off. And you're thinking, oh, it's going to show up immediately. No, doesn't work that way. Credit reports 1 month behind time. Another key component about credit that you don't understand, not only does it report 1 month behind time, a lot of people were taught and believed that paying the balance in full helps you. They're like, I don't care. I'm going to pay my credit card in full off by the end of the month.
Right.
Well, picture this. I am the credit reporting agency. And I have given you a $5,000 credit card limit. And I see that every month that you have paid the bill in full. Have I made money off of you? So there's got to be some. If I didn't make any money off of you, then you know it's a game. When I say credit is a game.
Because now you in this example, did you say if I am the creditor, or you said agency, meaning I'm thinking Equifax Experience. Did you mean creditor? If you in this
If
example,
if you're the creditor, the person who granted you the
okay,
credit card.
okay, you're
I'm
not
I'm
making money, you're not making any interest. I'm
I'm not
being
making any
used.
interest off of you. But guess what? I got something for you that you didn't know.
Uh-oh.
Because you're paying a card off in full each month
Uh-huh.
doesn't show the world that you can pay a payment. I got something for you. It doesn't show the rest of the world that you can make payments. It shows that you had an open credit line, and it doesn't show any usage because guess what you
It
did?
shows no use because you paid it off.
Because you paid it off.
So you got to know between this every 30 days and the 15th and the 20th when to pay it off.
You don't want to
And
pay it off.
well, when to make a payment,
When to
or
make a
how.
payment.
And that's where this 8, which used to be 30%, now that's where this 8% is coming into play.
Correct.
Okay.
Correct. Now we need to understand what happens when you pay your credit off in full. That means that credit report shows no revolving history. It's like you had no activity on that card. Although you know you've been using a card, it hasn't report because you haven't left the balance. In order to keep your credit score rising, you have to show that you're a good steward of credit. You have to leave a balance on a card. I want you to get that. You have to leave a balance on the card if you want to increase your credit score.
Now, sister, we got, because I hear it in the head right here. I hear voices in my head. Now, speak to the person, the business, because we're building this credit, making sure our credit, because we're business owners.
Right.
And we want to use other people's money to build our business instead of our money, right? That's the system. That's the game. So explain to the person, my brother and sister, who said, that's why I don't fool with credit. I just pay cash. I don't want to owe nobody. I just forget it. I just want to pay cash. That's what I do.
Well, that's a true statement. Credit can get you what money can never buy you. So in order for you to grow your business, in order for you to grow your business and scale your business, you're going to need credit. You may not want to fool with it. You need to leverage it. You need to use it to your advantage to scale your business. See, the higher your credit score, the more purchase power you have. If your credit score gets to a certain percentage, anything over 760, you can literally in one day apply for 10 credit lines at $10,000 each and get all of them. So what did you do? You increase your cash flow using other people's money. Now, so we got to understand that it's a game.
It's a game.
I'm not saying do it just because.
Right.
You got to have a reason. You got to have a purpose. But you got to be smart about it.
Right.
You gotta be smart. I understand. People say, "Well, I can't keep up," because I had people tell me, "Deizshel, I can't keep up. It's just too much. It's just I can't keep up." If you want to grow your business, you have to learn how to play with other people's money, and that's what credit card simply is: other people money. You have to become a chess master.
Right.
Because the same way they set the system in place, because what they set it in place was designed, and I'm just going to be blunt, because I truly feel this way. We haven't gotten or shared enough community resources to understand how credit works in business. It works the same way. So you're thinking these short-term account paying off these 30 days, 60 days. You want to always always keep a balance, because that shows that you're responsible. That shows that I can trust you to pay it over time.
And
Because
the other
anybody,
thing is, go ahead. I'm going to cut you. Go ahead. I remember what you
mhm,
finish what
anybody
you were
can get an
saying.
influx of money
Uh huh.
in a business. You can go work in an event and sell a lot of books, sell a lot of products, and go pay your credit cards off. But that doesn't show you're responsible.
It
And you
doesn't
want to
show.
gain so much credit that you have more credit than what you need.
Right.
So it's
And
better. Go ahead.
because it's better. Go ahead, sis.
It's
Go ahead.
better for you to have it and not need it
Yes.
than to need it and not be able to get it.
Because that's the only time you can get it is when you don't need
Right.
it.
Exactly.
And the other thing is, and we got some questions coming in. The other thing is, though, with the people that don't want to pay the finance charges because of the interest, right? We don't want to pay the interest, but as a business owner, see, I remember when they took it away for a regular person, a W-2 employee, where you could claim your credit card interest, but as a business, you can claim that. You
Exactly.
can
It's
you
tax
on your
deductible.
tax deductible, right?
Tax
So you
deductible.
need that write off,
You need
on.
you need a write off, and you need to pay that interest so you can scale your credit.
So you can
So you
scale
can
your
go
credit.
from 1,000 to 5,000 to 10,000. You need it so you can scale,
Right,
because you
right,
you want to be able to have flexibility.
right,
You don't have to want to depend on one or two credit cards.
right, right,
All right.
right, right, right.
I,
Now,
you need at least three business credit cards. Honestly,
oh, three business credit cards. Okay.
you need at
Why do you
least
say
three.
that?
Well, because you could be loyal to Capital One, but people are gonna say, "Well, she just paid them. How we know she's gonna pay somebody else?"
Okay,
So
same.
you need three different creditors, not all
Okay.
with the same company.
Saying the
They need
same
to be
thing
spread
about you.
out so they can see that you're not, I hate to say it, but biased or loyal to one brand or one company. They need to see, regardless of who the creditor is, that you have the same execution of payment on time as you would if it was somebody else. They need to see, because they're looking at not just how you pay, but who you pay.
Okay.
Not
That
just how you pay or
determines.
who you pay. One of the biggest problems that I see that most people tend to believe, most of you guys know that I do mortgages as well. And most people, when they're ready to buy a house, somebody then told them that they're supposed to go pay off all their credit cards. I don't know who told them that.
You don't know who told them.
It wasn't me, because that's such a disservice
Right.
to your credit, to your future credit, because the credit reports are looking at it. They know what you're doing.
They
They go,
want to know,
"Oh,
like you
she's getting ready
said,
to
they
try to
want to
buy
know.
something. She's getting ready
Right.
to try to make a big purchase."
Uh,
And then you're wondering why you're getting all these offers.
oh.
Because they're watching your pattern of behavior, because then they know, they anticipate, in order for you to grow, you paying off your lines means you get ready to make a major purchase. They're watching your business. They're watching how you're spending, what you're spending it on. Don't think they're not watching what you're doing. Every time you swipe that card, if you notice, on your credit statement, it shows what store you went to and how much you spent. They already got a database system that already identifies what's bought in that store. They're watching your spending habits. And as you start to use the business card more, you're like, why am I getting these offers from this furniture store? Well, because we know that we see over time that you've been in the furniture store a lot lately. Or you've been buying a lot of paper at Staples. They're watching and identifying what you're using your business credit to do.
Now, let me go to cause we got some two great questions here. I want to be able to get to. We're definitely gonna have to probably go over a little bit, and then again, we already said we're gonna have you back on to talk because it's a hot topic. But Regina Grimes, thank you so much for tuning in. She said, "Now, what if you pay off your mortgage in full? What's your thought on that?"
Okay.
When
Well,
we go back to talk about paying off those
okay.
credit cards,
Okay.
paying off the mortgage in full, because we gonna
Let me give you.
retire.
Uh, I understand retirement, but just because you retire, are you going to stop paying taxes? Are you going to stop filing your reports to the federal government? Government says if you make over what 12,000, they got to be reported. So my biggest question is, so as long as you got to report to the federal government and you need some write-offs, because let's talk about all the things you could write off of a house when you own a business. Your equipment, your telephone bill, any space that you use, because most of us working from home,
Right?
any space square footage that you use, that's a business expense. So why would you give up all of these deductions so you can say, my house is paid off? Because let me be perfectly clear. When you leave here, that building's still going to be standing. I'm going to say it. The building's still going to be standing.
And
It's
then
about
let's go. No, go ahead. Go ahead.
it's about leveraging. You want to use your money. Your house is your money power, right? It's your biggest tax write-off. It also serves as a source where you can go if you have equity to extract money for your business. That up ever, ever. People say, well, I'm going to retire. I don't think I need a mortgage. Well, you're going to be paying federal taxes. You're not going to stop paying taxes. Why are you in a hurry for paying off something that's going to be on this earth when you leave? I personally, it's not a smart idea. For
Not
who?
and we talking to the business. We talking to the business owners, and also I know you sound like you might be talking to someone who doesn't own a business as well, but still,
Yeah.
especially to the business owner, as you
To the
said,
business
having that leverage, being able.
leverage.
Because I know people that play the refinance game.
Hmm.
They pull that money out, stack it, do what they need to do, and a couple of more years, boom, pull out from that house. So they've been using that to finance a lot of things with their business as well. Another question here is, let's see here, from Dominique. Hi, Dominique. How long before your credit gets to the preferred number can you apply for credit cards? That's a great question. Is there a
Okay.
suggested waiting period, or can you apply as soon as it hits that desired number? And she
Okay.
says, I guess there's a fear around achieving the right number and then applying and still getting denied for whatever reason.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well,
And that might be why I got denied by Discover.
so
And
I'm
because
going to
I
give
wanted to
you,
go back to that Credit Karma because they tricked me. Credit
yeah.
Karma said, "Oh, outstanding chance, outstanding opportunity to
Mhm.
be approved." So I was like, "Okay, you say outstanding," and then he said, "I was like, why? I don't, why was?" And that, go ahead. I'm sorry.
Okay. Yeah. Yeah. And again, Credit Karma, for those who's listening, Credit Karma is fake. Um, I do want to say three things. Do not ever, and I need you guys, business owners especially, to listen. A lot of us are being duped into paying credit monitoring fees. We're paying 30, 40, $50 to get our credit reports each and every month or to alert us when our credit is pulled. We're paying for that service, credit monitoring.
Mhm.
Don't do
Mhm.
that.
Mhm.
I'm going to tell you what you need to do.
Mhm.
As a business and personal, you need to put a fraud alert on your credit report.
Okay.
That's free. Let me express it to you. It's free. That means no company can gain access to your credit report unless
Mhm.
you have notified each credit bureau, Equifax, TransUnion, and Experian, all three
Mhm.
of them, to release information.
Mhm. Mhm.
So why should you pay $25 to $50 when this service, fraud alert, is free? I gotta say it
Mm.
to you guys. I gotta say it to you because
Mm.
a lot of you are like, oh, I got this credit monitoring service. It's a gamut.
Mm.
We're paying for, so that's $25 to $50 a month you could be using towards your business.
Mm. Mm. Mm.
You could be putting in your bank account, but we don't realize it. It's a game. We're conditioned. A lot of you guys, and I got to talk about this because you said something about you got this, you got denied. So let's talk
Mhm.
real quickly because I know our time is coming to a close.
Mhm. Mhm.
For people who have damaged credit or scores may not be as high as they
Mhm.
desire it to be in their
Mhm.
business
Mhm.
account and in their personal account.
Mhm.
Here's how to fix it.
Mhm.
Because when you learn how to do something yourself, it's better than you should
Paying
never.
somebody.
I'm gonna say this, and I'm gonna offend a lot of people who are making money off of credit repair.
Right.
You should never pay anybody to fix your credit. You know why? Because you haven't learned anything from it. And 9 times out of 10, you're gonna make that same mistake over again.
Mhm.
It is better to have a credit coach,
Mhm.
somebody
Mhm.
who gives you the instrument so you can fix your credit.
Point you in a direction.
I'm
Mhm.
right here.
Mhm. Mhm.
I'm right here.
Mhm.
Not many people do that. Many people say,
Mhm.
oh, just let me fix it. No, I don't want to fix it.
Mhm.
I want
Mhm.
you to fix it. We will
Mhm.
fix it together, but
Mhm.
you're going to
Mhm.
do the work so that you can understand and get the mental mindset to never go
Mhm.
back in that direction again.
Mhm.
See, if we
Mhm.
don't get the lesson, we're going to keep doing it.
Mama
We're
used
going
to
to
make me
mess up.
go look up words. Yeah.
We're gonna mess it up again. We're gonna pay somebody to
Yeah.
fix it. We're gonna mess it up again. We're gonna pay
That's
somebody to
right.
fix it. So
That's
we
right.
don't learn. So I do want to
Mhm.
give you some keys for people who say, well, I can't even get a credit card. I can't get one. My
Mhm.
credit's so messed up, I can't get one.
Mhm.
Discover it, not Discover Card. It's still a Discover Card, but it's called Discover It. IT.
Discover it. Okay.
It
Mhm.
is secured credit card.
Mhm.
It can be a Visa or debit card.
Mhm.
You put in a certain amount. It could be from 100 up to, I think it's 5,000.
Mhm.
They'll give you a credit card.
Mhm.
You use it, it reports to the credit bureau
Mhm.
because it's secured with your own money. You could start off with something that's $200-300.
Mhm.
There's Capital One secured card.
Mhm.
Again, you can start off with something as simple as $100 to $300.
Mhm.
Most credit unions have secured credit cards.
Mhm. Mhm. Mhm.
So you don't want to, if credit card is saying your credit score is 640 or even below, let's say it's 480, because it can go
Mhm.
down to 480.
Mhm.
Don't spend your time trying to change past history because that's
Mm.
over.
Mm.
Let it go.
Mm.
Don't spend no money on it. Don't spend no time in your mind beating yourself up for learning lessons because it's a lesson that you learn.
Mhm.
What you
Mhm.
need to do is move forward in the now.
Mhm.
Get you some secured credit cards, and that's
Mhm.
business secured card, and it can be a personal secured card,
Mhm.
and start building credit that way.
So you
You
can
have
get
to
business secured credit
rebuild
cards. Okay.
secured credit card. Discover it.
Mhm.
Capital One secured. Chase
Mhm.
has a secured card. Most
Okay.
credit unions have a secured
And
card.
credit.
So you want to
Now.
make sure you get a secured card because once you do the secured card
Mhm.
and you show that you're responsible for 3 to 4 months,
Mhm.
you're going to see your credit score swim up. You're going like, what? My credit score is moving? How did it move? You're allowing, forget your old stuff. It's old. I'm just going to tell you. You can't throw money at the bad debt. See, once the credit card companies write it off, they write it off on their checkbook. They take the tax deduction. You're paying a collection account. You're paying an R9. You're paying a repossession. You're hearing it from me. Don't do that to yourself. Don't do that to yourself. You're doing yourself an injustice. Those things on your credit report that are negative, they're not going to be removed. 9 times out of 10, they're not going to be removed. Once they go bad, they stay bad. You throwing money at it, it's not going to make it better. Take your good money and get yourself some new good credit. Start off with the secured accounts. Once you do that for 3 months, you're going to see your credit score upgrade.
They're not going to ever stop. They're not going to ever stop like those collection agencies. No. I just had something from, and what is it, 7 years on your report? After 7, and let's see, my daughter's. I think this was from 16 years ago. I just got from a collection agency trying to collect on something from 16 years ago. And I thought, what if I didn't know what I know?
Right. You start paying them.
And it puts fear in you, you know what I'm saying? And yeah, if you just then learn this game that it is. But a couple more questions, and then we're going to sign off and plan to have you back real soon. Can you get business credit? Regina wants to know. That's a great question. If your personal credit score is low.
Well, have you done the proper things? Let's do the checklist. Have you done the proper things to secure business credit? Do you have a business checking account? Do you have a business credit card?
Okay.
Because if you haven't done the basics, having an LLC is not the same thing as being in business. I need everybody to get it.
Right.
You literally have to
show history. Okay.
To legitimize your business. You have to open up a business checking account. You should open up a business checking account and a business savings account. You should also establish some business credit. How do you do that? Maybe that's a discussion for another show.
Yeah, but we could talk about that.
In short, you need to go and get you some short-term credit, things that you pay 90-day creditors, so that you can start showing that you can make business payments.
Because now, and her question was, if you got a low personal credit score, can you go and get business credit?
You can go get business credit if you have done the proper steps. You always want to separate yourself, your personal credit, from the business credit. That's the most mistake most of us entrepreneurs make. We're not taught. They should be 2 separate
entities.
They should never ever be. I know we don't know better. I know we're not taught this, but we should align them up equally. If you're building your personal credit, you should be building your business credit.
Well, Douglas says, Douglas Eze, and we've had him on, we'll always have him back as well. He talks about the importance of owning nothing but controlling everything. And that's a whole nother discussion when we start talking about creating the trust and the foundation as well to that. But I just want to before we go, I want to be able to make sure that we did completely answer Dominique's question. And she said that, of course, great info, but how long before your credit gets to the preferred number can you apply for credit cards?
Instantly. You can apply for credit cards anytime you want. The trick to applying for credit cards is to apply. If you're going to apply for any credit card, don't set yourself up and apply for one.
Apply.
If you're going to apply for, pick a day.
Okay.
And say, today I'm applying for 10 or 15, 20, could be even 30 credit cards. Here's what we don't know. In that 24-hour period, you can apply for as many credit cards as you want. And it's only one soft hit.
Okay, so that was didn't know that. That was the thing when you said apply. My thing was like, oh, they're gonna ping me. Okay.
No. But
So
if you
one
apply
day.
for credit one day and then
Mm-hmm.
I'm applying for Discover today, 2 days
Mm-hmm.
later, oh, I'm going to apply for Premier. 3 days later, I'm going to apply for Chase. Your
Okay.
credit card is actually dinged 3 separate times. So
Your
we need to
credit score.
understand how to play the credit game.
Mm-hmm.
If you're ever going to apply for any type of credit, do it
Mm-hmm.
all within a 24-hour period, the same day. The same
Now,
day.
how long do I need to wait? I should have an attitude say I don't want you then. But how long do I need to wait before I go back to Discover and say, talk to me now?
Well, now if Discover denied you, open up a Discover It.
Okay.
Open up a Discover It.
Mm-hmm.
Show them that you have some loyalty brand, that you really want to be a part of that Discover family.
Uh-huh.
Because
Uh-huh.
remember, it's about alliance too.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, she's already got to Discover It. She's been
Okay.
paying on that successfully now for 3 months.
Okay.
Okay. All right. So now I can see she's paying. I can
Mm-hmm.
give her a chance because I can see that she's already been
Mm-hmm.
loyal to us. It's about
Mm-hmm.
loyalty, Tim. They're
Mm-hmm.
looking.
Mm-hmm.
They're watching. They
Yes.
want to see that you, whatever card that is,
Yes.
they want to
Yes.
see that you can pay them on time. And if you pay them with a security card, then they're going to give you a regular card. Then
Mm-hmm.
you won't even have to ask them because you'll start getting letters.
It'll come to. Well, I got tricked. I got tricked, like you said, from Credit Karma. And we have
Yeah,
to talk about that another time because I don't know how that they can publicize what that game is with them publicizing. Is it TransUnion and Experian? I forgot which ones or Equifax they have on there, but
they're not real scores. Now, I'm going to throw this out, and this is going to be, again, we'll talk about it later. But you need to understand there are 3 credit bureaus,
you keep
but
saying
there are
that.
also 3 different credit reports.
Okay.
When you apply for a mortgage, it's one set of information.
Okay.
When you apply for a retail loan, like a credit card, that's
Right.
another scoring system. And when you're
Okay.
applying for housing or apartment rental, any
Mhm.
leasing of
Mhm.
any type of property, that's another credit score. We don't
Mhm.
know.
Mhm.
So
Mhm.
everybody thinking, well, no, it's not all the same number
Mhm.
because they're
Mhm.
pulling from a different subset of information. But
Mm.
we don't know that. Like,
Mm.
well, you know it now because you heard it
We
from
know
me.
it now because heard it from us. And so we want everybody to know that we have been tuned here on Wealthy Sisters Radio. And I got to get these in before we let you go. We have Deizshel Setzer here on with us. And your website, we know, is
My mortgage
mymortgage.com.
queen.
Okay, it was missing. That queen was missing, and I said,
That's
"This
okay.
is taking me to city," and I was like, "Okay, I don't see her name on here, so I'm glad you
Yep.
said that. Let me put that on here, Queen, mymortgagequeen.com,
Mm-hmm.
so you go directly, and they can reach you there
You can
to
reach me on
have you.
Instagram. It's my
Mm-hmm.
mortgage queen 1. You can
Okay.
send me a text. I tell everybody, send me a text if you want to align yourself. Because let me tell you, it's better to have it and not need
Mm-hmm.
it
That's
than to
right.
need it and
That's
not
right.
be able to get it. And play the leverage game with your house. Right
Mm-hmm.
now, real estate is at an all-time high. It's not going to stay that way.
Mm-hmm.
I'm
It's
gonna repeat.
dropping. It's dropping here. Yeah.
It's not going to stay. The real estate numbers, your value on your
Mm-hmm.
property is going to go down. So while
Mm-hmm.
you still have equity advantage, take
Mm-hmm.
the money. Take the
Mm-hmm.
money
Mm-hmm.
because once your value go down, that equity is going to take some time to restore. So if you have
Mm-hmm.
equity you can get,
Mm-hmm.
go get it and utilize that money for a more positive way
Mm-hmm.
because it's rather for you to use it to your benefit than to lose it for nothing.
Right. Well, you are here on Wealthy Sisters Radio. As I said, our special guest today. We also have to let you know that you can find us. That's my brother, you know him, Donnie Glover, there in Baltimore. BlackUSA.news. I'm telling you, this is a powerful platform, a powerful media platform. Support it. Go there. You'll find Wealthy Sisters also on there, airing every week as well. So once again, my sister Deizshel, I want to say thank you for coming on. We're definitely looking forward to having you back on with us here, because it is a hot topic. And we're going to talk about business credit, right? How to build that business credit next. Okay. And something else you said we've got to discuss. Do you remember what it was?
Well, we got to say how to legitimize and build your business credit. Okay. Because most of us without LLCs expire, right?
Okay, right.
And most of us don't even know what a DUNS number is.
Right.
They're like, what's the DUNS number? What is DUNS number?
What's the DUNS?
So it's so many things that we need to go into how to navigate your business to the next level. Because we want you to do contracts all across the nation and not just be a local entity. We want you to have an international face.
Right.
How to get that done. And then we really need to have a discussion about what's going on in the economy right now. I got to throw this out there. For those of you who have W-2 jobs, please move your money that you have in your 401k and your TSP account. I need you, before you take my word for it, look at your statement last week. Look at your statement a month ago. You will see that you have already lost thousands of dollars. I'm not talking hundreds. You have already lost thousands of dollars. Just like the people went back to Walmart to work because all that money was gone. They're predicting 30 to 50% of money that's in a 401k or thrift savings account for the federal government is going to be gone. Better for you to go get that money and use it now than not to be able to have it, because it's going to be gone. Without a shadow of a doubt, it's decreasing. You will be able to see that for yourself. Don't leave it up to your employer. Well, I talked to people, my employer. No, your employer is not responsible.
They're not your brother's keeper. One. That's right.
You're the responsible one. So go do that. For you guys who own property, call me up. Do that cash out refinance. For those of you who have debt, call me up. Get out of debt. For those of you who need credit repair, I'm here to serve. But you got to first acknowledge in order to be able to change. You got to be in acceptance. This is where I am in order to make a plan for where you need to go. I don't care where you've been. It don't even matter to me. Doesn't matter.
Right. Well, that's it. Thank you so much, sister. I want to just encourage everybody to please make sure you like, you subscribe, and you share Wealthy Sisters Radio with you. And do me a huge favor. If you're on LinkedIn, make sure you like it. If you're on Facebook, like it. And please go over to YouTube. If you found value in this, I need you to go right now and subscribe, because we're on a mission. We're starting a campaign very soon here, and we want to be able to have the content out there. And if you know more people that need this information that we're sharing here today, do us a favor and pay it forward. Share, like, and subscribe. Sister, we'll see you soon.
Thank you.
With all that said, I wish you and yours the best of everything great. We'll see you next week.
Have a great day.
Inshallah.
Bye-bye.
Thank you.
This has been another episode of Wealthy Sisters Radio. Thank you for joining us. Catch the full hour encore Thursdays 2 p.m. to 3 p.m. Eastern and 24/7 at wealthysistersradio.com. The opinions of our guests do not necessarily reflect the opinions of our hosts, staff, or partners of Wealthy Sisters Radio.